So, you're a Muslim looking to start your own halal online business and take advantage of the opportunities in today's online world. With AI and all new technologies rising up, now is the best time to start taking this more seriously. Because there are teenagers making 5 to 6 figures online just by having a laptop and a good internet connection. Look, everything is changing. The way we live, the way we interact, the way we buy, the way we work, and so does the way that people do business.
So if you clicked on this video, it means that you want to start your own halal online business. Make money, don't work a regular job, and being able to schedule your own time and live the digital nomad life, as they say. And that's very nice, but it's not just that. You want to do it in a halal way, a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Provide and take care of your loved ones, contribute to the economy in a positive way, really help people and make impact. Our Prophet ﷺ said, "May Allah have mercy on a man who is generous when he sells, buys, and demands his due."
It is very important that we watch our intentions when starting a new business. And you must realize that your future and your decisions are in your hands and that you will be held accountable for your actions and your deeds.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, in Surah Isra, "And on the day of judgment, we will bring forth to each person a book which they will find laid open, and it will be said, 'Read your book. You alone are sufficient this day to take account of yourself. All of your actions are being watched and registered in your book by the angels.'" Now tell me, what do you want to read in there on that day? It's time to start becoming proud of yourself. And I'm not only talking about business and money. In fact, it's much bigger than that. It's about improving yourself in all aspects of life for the sake of Allah. Because our Prophet ﷺ said, "The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer." While there is good in both, be eager for what benefits you, seek help from Allah, and do not be helpless. But to my surprise, I found out that there is no one helping you to get there. You have all these gurus and coaches, but most of the time, these business models contain haram, or the intentions behind it are not pure. They're telling you to get rich and buy luxury things, go on luxury holidays and enjoy life, and increase your status for the sake of your own ego. But for what? Because this is where we all will end up. We came with nothing, and we will leave this world with nothing. The only thing that we will bring with us is our book, our deeds, our intentions, the things that we did for other people. And that's why I've created this full training to show you that it is possible to build wealth in a halal way.
And for everything that I'm about to share with you today, I want you to know that I'm talking from experience. For the past couple of years, I've been running multiple businesses and making a solid 6 figures. Currently, I'm 23, but I've been doing this since I was 15, 16 years old. And in the first couple of years, I've tried a lot of different business models, from affiliate marketing and e-commerce projects to freelancing and providing online services. It all started very simple, but I've managed to scale my simple side hustle into an agency with currently a team of over 12 people.
And that is doing consistent revenue with high-paying clients. More about that in a second. And to be honest with you, normally I would never do something like this because my calendar is overfilled. It's very busy in life and I have a lot of responsibilities. But after receiving a lot of messages from you guys, I decided to finally share the system and steps that made me multiple 6 figures and grow my company. And what I'm about to share with you here is something that other course sellers are charging you like thousands of dollars for. Look, I know the struggles, as I've started my business 7 years ago and went through all the hardships myself. After working a couple months in the local supermarket with only a laptop and an internet connection, I decided that I wanted to change my life. But all I was hearing is that I was too young, still going to school, and I didn't have any experience. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised us in the Quran, "Verily, with hardship comes ease. Verily, with hardship comes ease." He repeats it 2 times in Surah Ash-Shar. And it's true. All those hardships turned me into the person that I am today. I've worked non-stop, learned from every mistake that I made, and never gave up. And after a few years of hard work, it all worked out. And it will for you too, if you can just be consistent. because it's possible to make good money online, provide for your loved ones, have more freedom, and focus on your deen, all at the same time. But you realize that you don't have enough knowledge to do so, and that there's a lot of wrong and haram information out there. So like I said, after surfing through the internet, I've noticed that no one made a video like this. No one is helping our Muslim brothers and sisters to start their halal online business from scratch, showing them the right path. While it's currently easier than ever to make money online and start a business that is 100% halal, requires low or no startup capital at all, doesn't require any prior experience, no prior knowledge, and can still be done while you're running your 9-to-5 job or still going to school. And as a Muslim revert myself, who scaled his business to over 200 clients and a team of 12 members, I felt responsible to create it for you. So in the next 30 to 40 minutes, we will go over how to set up your own halal business, how to sign your first client, all the way how you can scale this to 10K plus months, inshallah. I will share everything with you here today. All you need to do is listen carefully, pay attention, and implement it right away. Trust me, we are not that different from each other. I grew up in the Netherlands in a small village, as a Dutch boy in a little city eating cheese bread, growing up in a simple village. And as I grew older, I had a lot of bad habits and negative influences around me. I had no experience, I was being called too young all the time, and I didn't have any clue what I wanted to do and how to succeed.
And I actually never told anyone that deep down, I actually was a very big dreamer. I knew that I was meant for something more.
And after a couple of years, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me to the right path. I reverted to Islam, alhamdulillah. From that moment, I found a lot of peace and more purpose. I was able to scale my business to a consistent 6 figures and being able to scale over 200 plus clients and build a business that made me able to travel around the world to beautiful cities, alhamdulillah. And now I'm trying to share my message to inspire others. On my main YouTube channel, I have over 200k subscribers right now and get over 6.5 million views. Not to brag, but what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to share my story, who I am, in categories of business, mindset, lifestyle, and faith. And to be very clear here, I'm not an imam or a sheikh. I'm just a young man like you, sharing his experience. And after researching all of the ins and outs of doing halal business and speaking with a lot of Muslims, including scholars, I found the key to creating a successful halal online business. And my sole purpose is to show you the right path and help you get similar results, inshallah. Not for the materialistic gains in this dunya, this world,
but for eternal rewards in the akhirah, the hereafter.
Because it's not cool to make money, buy a lot of stuff, travel, etc., if you don't make time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and follow the sunnah, which is very, very important. And all of that led me to find true purpose and rest in life. Now, the last thing before we start is I'm not a course seller. I'm not going to pitch you anything in this video. In fact, I have nothing to sell you today, even if you wanted me to. The only thing that you can get from this video is insane amounts of free value. I will share the best halal online business model to start as a complete beginner. A business model that doesn't require 8+ hour working days, doesn't require any complicated systems or you having to spend thousands of dollars on a course. And if this is what you're looking for, you've clicked on the right video. So grab your notes and pay attention, because I can promise you that you won't need another video after this one. Now let's zoom into the 5-step plug-and-play business model that I've used to sign over 200 clients and generating multiple 6 figures. And let me be 100% transparent with you here. I cannot guarantee you the same results because I've spent 7+ years and more than 10,000 of hours into this. But what I can guarantee you is that if you watch this video fully, take action, implement, and don't give up, you will grow and inshallah be able to sign your first client and even be able to scale to $10,000 a month, inshallah. It's all about consistency, and this is who you are today. But in a year of consistent work, you will see that things will go easier. It's all about building consistency, building experience, and working hard. And remember, this is your own journey. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to someone who is already a couple of years in this business.
But before we start, if you watch this video to the end,
I will share with you some documents like my personal A to Z action plan, 100% halal and proven strategies that you can right away implement, my plug and play systems and software that I personally use, and access to me building a complete new business from scratch together with you. I'll give you everything that you need in order to reach 10K plus months, and even the possibility to hop on a live call with me completely for free. Because like I said, I'm not here to sell anything to you.
Now, are you ready? Pay attention and let's get started.
Bismillah. So the first important thing to know is that we as Muslims need to pay attention to a few things. We need to make sure that our business is set up in a 100% halal way. We need to stay away from interest, riba, implement the right halal methods and strategies, deliver honest and quality work, and avoid partnerships with non-halal businesses or industries. Because Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The honest and trustworthy merchant will be with the prophets, the truthful, and the martyrs." Doing business in the right way can be your ticket to Jannah, inshallah wa ta'ala. Now, let me share 5 reasons why this business model that I'm going to share with you today works so well. It's because it's beginner friendly. It requires little to no upfront investment. It's highly scalable and in high demand, meaning that a lot of people need what you're going to offer them. It's completely remote, so you can do it from anywhere that you want, as long as you have a laptop. And it's 100% halal. It checks all the boxes. And you probably noticed that there are a lot of business models on the internet. And I've tried a lot of them. I've tried selling cheap watches that I bought from China, trying to sell them online for a cheap price. I've tried to make my own fashion brand and a lot of things that didn't succeed. I've tried providing little online services with my company TG Designs, where I provided designs and I tried to work on branding and things like that. But all of it didn't work. You must realize that some of those business models are not suitable for beginners. And a lot of them are not suitable for Muslims. So in order to find the ideal halal business model, we need to look at some criteria. And the criteria for the ideal halal business model for a Muslim beginner is that it needs to be 100% halal. This is the most important thing. But besides that, it must require little to no upfront investment. You want clients that pay you 1,000 to 3,000 every month, because otherwise you need a lot of little clients that requires a lot of hard work and stress. It must be a business model where people are actively searching for you and giving you the possibility to scale to multiple 6 to 7 figures. A business model that has good profits, like 70, close to 100%, and making you able to work from anywhere in the world with no complicated systems. And after a couple years in this business space, I found out that it's really hard to find a business model that fits all these criteria. Because let's look at a few trendy business models out there, like dropshipping, affiliate marketing, etc., etc. So let's start off with dropshipping. Is this the ideal halal business model? So first of all, when you're dropshipping, there's a product that you want to sell. You do that through your own webshop that you build and try to sell it and deliver it to the customer. That's how you make money. But with dropshipping, you don't have your own stock, which makes it easier to sell. But is this the ideal halal business model? Is it 100% halal? Well, I don't think so, because when you look into the consensus of a lot of scholars out there, they say that it goes against a hadith of our Prophet ﷺ that tells us that we cannot sell anything that we don't own. I know that there are different opinions about this topic, but for now, I choose the safe way. Now, does it require little to no upfront investment? On one hand, yes, because you don't need any stock, but on the other hand, you need to invest a lot in creating your own webshop and advertising. Now, you don't have clients that pay you a lot of money. It's all about little transactions. People are not actively searching for you because you're in the field with a lot of competitors that try to sell the same things like you. You are able to scale to multiple 6-7 figures. The profit margins are not that good because in e-commerce and dropshipping, it's normal to do around 30% of profit margin. You are able to work from anywhere in the world and it doesn't require any complicated systems. Now, is dropshipping the ideal business model? I don't think so. Let's look into e-commerce with stock. This is actually the same thing, but now you own the product. You buy it, you sell it through a web shop and deliver it to people's home. You're able to check the quality and really own the product. Would this be the ideal business model? Is it 100% halal? Yes, you can make it 100% halal depending on what you're trying to sell and how you do it, but it's definitely possible. Now, it requires a lot of money to invest in stock, do research for your products, have some samples that you're testing. So even before you start selling, you need to invest a lot. And when you start selling, you need to invest a lot in advertising and stuff. You don't have clients that pay you a lot of money unless you have a high ticket product, but 99% of the time this isn't the case. People are not really actively searching for you because, again, in the e-commerce space, you're having a lot of competitors. On the other hand, you are able to scale to multiple 6 to 7 figures. And like I said, e-commerce don't really have high profit margins. Now, you can work from anywhere in the world, but it requires more complicated systems in order to scale your own brand. Because when you're working with stocks, it's more risky. So is e-commerce with stock the ideal business model? I don't think so. Then you have affiliate marketing, where you try to sell a product or a service via your own promotion link. You help someone else to promote their product, and when you succeed, you will get a commission. Now, let's look into the criteria. Is it 100% halal? Well, yes, I think so, if you pay attention to what you're promoting and how you're promoting it. It's easy to start, so it doesn't really require a big upfront investment, but you don't really have high-paying clients, because we're talking about little commissions here. And people are not really actively searching for you. And because you're working with little commissions, it's very hard to scale this to 6 to 7 figures. And like I said, the profit margins are not that good because the commissions are not high. But if you're only looking at the commissions, you don't have a lot of costs or investment. So on that hand, the profit margins are good, but it's not really interesting when you look at what you're selling. Most of the time you have like 5 to maximum 20% of affiliate commissions. Now, you are able to work from anywhere in the world. And it's very easy to start and doesn't really require a lot of complicated systems. But is it the ideal halal business model? In my opinion, not really. Then the last thing that I want to go over is YouTube automation. It's something that became very popular in the last couple of years. What you're actually doing is you create videos on YouTube. It can be with your own face, but most of the time it is like with stock footage and things like that. And what you're actually doing is you generate views with your videos that leads to revenue through ads and promotion. Now let's look into the criteria. Is it 100% halal? Now there are different opinions from Islamic scholars about the ad revenue, because you're not really able to control what kind of ads people are going to see. It might contain haram information or things, but on the other hand, you can try to monetize it in the right way, or just start working with sponsoring and promotions of other products that are in a halal way. So it is possible, but there are some different opinions about it. Now it requires kind of some investment up front, because if you want to start earning money right away, you need to buy a channel that already fits the criteria of having 1,000 subscribers and more than 4,000 watching hours. And if you're not a video editor yourself, you need to invest a lot in your content, the quality scripting and all of those things. Then you don't have high paying clients because you're only earning like between $1 to maximum $3 per 1,000 views. And most of the time people are not really actively searching for you. But if you're doing really well, you are able to scale it to multiple 6 to 7 figures, but it will be very hard. The profit margins are okay, but not really big, since you might need to invest a lot in your team and video production. You can do it from anywhere in the world, but it's very hard to make this succeed, since there are millions of videos on YouTube, and it's very hard to generate a lot of views. So in my opinion, neither this is the ideal business model.
Now, do you see why 90% of the people fail? You need a business that checks all of these boxes, so you can have the highest chance of having success.
Now, what if I told you that there is only one business model that I found that ticks off all the boxes? It's by far the best business model for Muslim beginners. Now, before I reveal it, I want you to know that this business model is 100% halal. It requires close to zero upfront investment. You have clients that are easily paying you $1,000 to $3,000 every month. People that are actively searching for you, being able to scale to multiple 6 and 7 figures, have huge profit margins, the ability to work from anywhere in the world, and no complicated or hard systems. And the business model that I'm talking about is providing high value services. Because I think you can agree that it looks like everyone is starting a business these days. And what we are actually doing is selling the shovels in the gold rush. Meaning while everybody is trying to start a gold mining business, we will be the ones selling the shovels. So what we actually do is we provide high value services to entrepreneurs who are in need of this. And because of that, we can charge $1,000 to $3,000 a month per client. It's easy to fulfill it with effective delivery systems, and you have the ability to scale quite fast to 5 to 7 figures in a halal way, and have a business that runs effectively so you have time for your family, for your loved ones, and for your deen, inshallah. Now, this might sound very complex, but this opportunity is something anyone can do, brother or sister, young or old, born Muslim or revert, European or Arab. It requires no experience, capital, or any knowledge. All you need is dedication, taking action, and faith. Because like I said, this business model is perfect for beginners. It teaches me everything about business that you need to know when you're starting out. It contains everything, like sales and client communication, project and team management, working with software and AI, how to do finance and invoicing with your clients, and much more, allowing you to never go broke again with these skills and experiences. And I can tell from experience, I started with nothing. And later on, I learned how to make websites. And after a couple of years, I built a business that has a great portfolio, a lot of data, big team, a lot of clients, and generates money. But what if I would lose everything? Then I would still be able to make a website and charge like $5,000 for it. Because I have this experience in my mind. I know how to do it. So no matter what happens, I will always be able to make money. And in business, it's all about these things. It's about what you know and what kind of experiences you have, what you can do with it, who you know and who is in your network, what you have and what you have to offer, and what they think of you and what kind of reputation you have. Now let's look a little deeper into this 5-step, easy to install plug-and-play business model. I use this 5-step framework that starts with preparing and setting up everything, then mastering a highly valued skill so you're able to help other people. The 3rd step is to find high-paying clients. Once you found them, you need to deliver the best quality and do it in the right way with effective systems. Then the 5th and last step is to scale this business to greater heights. And when you execute this process correctly, you should be able to sign 1 to 3 clients every month at around $1,500 a month. So that is $1.5K to $4.5K per month added to your monthly revenue. So after 90 days, in just 3 months, that could be a monthly revenue between $4.5K and $30.5K a month. That is $54,000 a year on the low end and $162,000 a year on the high end. Now, in order to make that in a regular job, you would need a high college degree, spend a lot of hours into that, and have a lot of experience. Now, before I dive further into it and share with you how you can implement this yourself, I want you to think about where you are right now and where you want to go in life. I know that it's sometimes very hard to know how to get there. But this high value service system and faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could bring you there. Alright, so let's start with step 1, which is setting up your business and preparing in the right way. And like I said, when starting out, there's no real upfront investment needed. But in order to find and get clients, you need to be ready both mentally and physically. And with physically, I mainly mean the way you look. Because let's be honest, would you rather buy service from this brother or this brother? You see, the way you look is very important, and not just in real life, especially online, since everyone is having social media, website, everything like that. But first, let's start with a simple business name.
And please don't think hours and hours about a fancy business name. My first little freelancing business was called TG Designs because I was providing these signs. And when we started helping brands, it turned into For Your Brand. Literally like providing services for your brand. And with such a simple name, we're still being able to generate multiple 6 to 7 figures. And we're currently scaling very hard. So please do not think hours and hours about just a business name.
Then make sure to buy a professional domain and set up a business mail. And not just a Gmail or Outlook mail. No, that's not really professional and could feel very scammy. And you must remember that you will never have a second chance to make a first impression. So make sure your social media accounts are making the right impression. And that is literally all the startup costs that you would have. You don't need a fancy website or anything like that in order to start. Now, good preparation is not just that. It's also about the mindset. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what's in themselves. Before you grow, you need to prepare yourself mentally first. You need to remove all the doubts in your mind and believe in yourself and Allah's plan. And the first thing is that age, location, financial situation, or any experience don't matter at all. There are people that are 50, 60 years old from third world countries without any experience making 10K a month. So please don't come to me with any excuses. In the period of time that we're living in, you are able to do this. Just like me, when I started at the age of 16 years old, I didn't know anything. And yes, it was hard to get there, but after a couple of years of hard work, it brought me so much, alhamdulillah. So if you're able to watch this video and you're willing to put in the work and rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you can do it. Trust me. The second thing with mindset is that you need to understand what a high value service is and how it can make you any money. It's actually very simple. A high value service will solve a big problem for your client, and your service is much more valuable than what your client is paying you. Meaning that whatever amount of money that they are paying you will give them more time or more results, leading to them earning and making more money from your services. And the more value that you can deliver, the more they are willing to pay you. Trust me, they will be happily paying you. Even I was shocked of the possibilities once I started providing real results for our clients. Just like Elon Musk said, you get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of problems that you solve. Now, for example, if you are able to build web shops that increases the conversion rate of your client's shop, leading to them making 10 to 25k from your services, then you can easily charge 3 to 10k for something like this. Or when you're providing marketing services, and make sure that your client has a high return on investment, making them consistent 10k plus per month, for example. You can easily charge 3k per month for this. Now the next step is to define your goals and targets. Try to set a clear goal and work accordingly. Make it as specific as possible. I always prepare to do it in a smart way, which means that your goal should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Let's say, for example, in 90 days, I want to earn 10k a month. Let's try to break it down and make it more specific. If one client is paying you 1.5k per month, then you will need 7 clients in order to make just over a 10k. And let's say that in order to have one appointment or sales call, you need to outreach 20 times. And the show-up rate to your sales calls are 60%, and your close rate on these sales calls are 20%. That means that in order to close one client, you need 8 booked appointments. So for 7 clients, that would mean 59 appointments, which means that for 59 appointments, you need to outreach 1180 times, which might sound like a lot, but in 90 days, it would mean that you just have to outreach 30 times a day. And that takes approximately not more than 1 to 3 hours a day. So with just outreaching 13 times a day, you can make 10k a month in 90 days. And I know, it might seem not real after you've seen people saying making money is not possible, you have all these fake people selling weird courses, but like I said, all of the business models most of the time contain haram or are very hard to make. This is something that is proven and works. Even for me, who grew up in a small village in the Netherlands, where people called me too young all the time, I didn't have any experience. And if I did it, trust me, you can do it too. And like our Prophet Muhammad said, tie your camel and trust in Allah. Meaning don't think too much about it and just do it. And I know that I'm sharing a lot of information here, but stay with me because within a few minutes I'll reveal the best high value services and best niches that you can pick and implement right away. And don't forget that if you watch this video till the end, I have a gift for you waiting. Now when speaking about mindset, the final thing and the most important thing is balancing deen and dunya. Because it's okay to spend time on your business, of course, but never compromise your deen. Because it's nice to reach materialistic goals, but this world is temporary, and all of that means nothing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because He said in the Quran, "O you who have believed, let not your wealth and your children divert you from the remembrance of Allah." Alright, let's go to step 2, mastering a skill. And now it's getting interesting, because now we will pick a highly valued skill that you can provide as a service to your clients. And when you get and implement this step correctly, you will get clients 10 times easier. What I would recommend is that you start looking at your characteristics, your skills, your interests, and your experiences. Because if there is something that you already have a personal experience or interest in, it will be most logical to choose that. So for example, if you like to record videos in your free time or whatever, then you can try to start making a business out of it and deliver it to clients. Or when you like to draw and when you are very creative, you can provide social media services or focus on branding. And that way, it would be 10 times easier also in difficult times to keep going, because you need to do something that you also like. It's not just about money and providing for your family and all of that. No, you also need to like what you're doing. But you need to remember that you make money by solving a problem. And the bigger the problem is, the more people are willing to pay. Now let me share a couple examples of the best highly valued skills. You could start offering software development services, digital marketing services, social media management, video editing and short form production, website design and conversion rate optimization, graphic and UI UX designing, copywriting, creating funnels, emailing, and also AI consulting is something that is really coming up right now. But let's make one thing clear, I'm not here to teach you all of these skills today. You can just go to YouTube. Really, there are so many videos out there that will teach you how to implement services and all of that. For example, if you choose to start with video editing and short form production, you can just go to YouTube and type in how to make a viral video, how to add slow motion to my videos, or what is the best software for video editing. All of the questions you have are already answered on YouTube. There are thousands of people telling you how to do it. But make sure you're searching for actual things to learn and implement, because otherwise you will be staying the guy that is only watching videos for his own entertainment and not making any progress. And let's be honest, if you don't act, you're nothing different from someone who's watching Netflix all day. And the last thing when speaking about picking a highly valued skill, it's important that you focus on high leverage versus low leverage.
In the beginning of my journey, I was just providing graphic designing services. So I was helping with creating logos, designing posters, flyers, business cards and things like that. But I quickly realized that I wasn't able to charge that much for these services since the ROI was not that good. So later on, I switched it and turned it into a marketing ROI service agency, which then made me able to scale much quicker without needing hundreds of clients.
Now step 3 is finding your first client. And this is the moment you will finally reach out to people and get them on a call, inshallah. And in order to do that, we use a 5-step process for finding your first client, which starts with picking and choosing your niche, then optimizing your online presence for it, creating a list of your ideal clients, create an offer, start outreaching, follow up, and close. So let's start with picking your niche. Your niche is your target audience, because if you would talk to anyone, you're actually talking to nobody. Some examples could be that you focus on fitness coaches or e-commerce or retail, healthcare, or something like that. And trust me, choosing your niche is as important as choosing your highly valued skill. And when trying to find your niche, ask yourself these 3 questions. The first one is my client making at least 10K a month? Because if they don't, there's no point in reaching out to them because they don't have the money to pay for your services. The second question you need to ask yourself is, do I understand this niche? It's the same with choosing your highly valued skill. If you have any previous experience or knowledge with it and understand the niche and speak their language, it will be 10 times easier, both to close the client as delivering the results. And the last question that you need to ask yourself, and this is the most important one, is this niche halal? Because of course, as Muslims, we need to make sure that our business is halal, but also does the people and industries we work with too. For example, we cannot work with any companies that involve in interest, promote or sell alcohol, contains music, the adult industry, or other industries that are not in line with the Islamic principles and values. And it's not just about the industry or niche, but also about the person that you work with. It's very nice that it becomes more and more popular to just work with Muslim clients as well. And that's what you can do as well. You can also focus on just working with clients that are Muslim, but you don't necessarily need to do that. It's a nice option if you want to really provide for the ummah, especially for the sisters. This could also be a very safe way to do it. Now, let me share some halal niches that you can focus on. For example, you can focus on the education or online courses niche, Islamic modest fashion stores, health and wellness, or halal food restaurants, home decor, designing, or recruitment agencies, for example. There are so many examples and niches that we can work with, but we need to keep in mind that there are some that we can't work with. Now, the second thing in order to find our ideal clients is that we need to optimize our online presence. Now, after you've chosen your niche and your skill, it's time to optimize your social media and online presence. And our main goal here is for you to seem trustworthy and that it at least looks that you know what you are doing. And then I'm talking about all your social media platforms, such as Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter or X, and TikTok. You don't need to have all of these platforms, but whatever platform that you have and that people can find you on, you need to make sure that your online presence is good. And that starts with your profile picture. And keep in mind that it should not be too professional because your ideal client must be able to relate with this. So for example, when you focus on the fitness coaches industry, don't have like a very professional business photo. Just try to have a photo that is relatable and shows that you have interest in the niche and that you are active in it. Same goes for when you focus on car detailers. Don't have a random photo of you sporting then have a photo of you sitting in a car, for example. Then the second thing for your social media presence is your profile bio and description. Because for example, when you're reaching out to people with marketing services, your bio shouldn't just say, I can help you with marketing. Or just a random quote like the only limit is your imagination. No, you should be more specific. For example, helping Muslim gym owners scale online to 20k a month with halal marketing solutions. Look, that would be very specific and very good. It just needs to be authentic, specific, but also not too salesy. It can be as simple as helping Muslim gym owners grow online. That's also fine. And then when focusing on posts on your profiles, the main thing is that people must get a good impression of you. Just make sure that you have at least a couple pictures or videos of you, sharing who you are, what you do, or what you like. Because when you're reaching out and people cannot really find who you are and what you do, then it might feel very scammy for them. And then we have highlights and pinned posts, which could be interesting when you're posting a lot on your profiles. For example, the CEO of LinkedIn has a clear about section, and underneath that, he has these featured posts and articles that you can read and that are most important for him and his mission. Or Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, who is sharing a lot of tips and tricks about the algorithms of Instagram. He has a couple of highlights pinned to his profile so that you can see he's just a normal guy and get to know him. But he also has pinned one of his most important posts on top of his profile so that it's easy to find it. Now, all of this is not really necessary, but it can help highlight the most important information to your potential client. Now, the last question that you need to ask yourself is, do you need to consistently post stories and regular posts on your profile? Well, like I said, as highlights, this is not really necessary, but it will make you seem more genuine. And it's not really hard to post something every day on your story, for example. It can be as simple as you working, going to the gym, or any other activities. Just pull out your phone, because the goal of your online presence is to give a good first impression to your potential client, which then increases the likelihood of them responding to your outreach. Because you must realize that people don't just buy products or services. They buy the experience and benefits that they get out of it. And in order to get people to buy from you, you need them to trust you first. Remember, do you rather want to buy from this guy or this guy? And same goes for social media. Would you rather buy from this young man or from this one? And don't worry, because all of these tips, tricks, and documents I've included in the gift that I'm about to share with you at the end of this video. But only if you stay till the end, so make sure that you keep paying attention. Now, the third thing that we need to do in order to find our ideal client is to create a list. Because after you've chosen your niche, it is time to find your ideal client. The goal is to create a list of people that you genuinely want to help and want as a client. And that list can be very simple in Excel or Google spreadsheets, where you just line out all of the people, their information, and how you can reach out to them. All you need is just their social media profiles or find an email address, something like that, so that you can reach out. Now, the question is, how do you do that? Just search. You go to one of these 3 platforms that are very good for searching in a specific niche. Just grab your phone and start searching. Fitness coach or car detailing, or look for any hashtags within your niche. And then you will get a whole list of people that could be your potential client. Then pick the ones that you're interested in and write down all of the things that you can find and where you can reach out to them. And just so you know, we're going to reach out to them through the DM or email. And a little tip, once you have found your ideal client, you can click on his profile and start looking at who he's following. Or you can look at the suggested for you section below his profile, because this way you can search for a lot more like-minded people or people within this niche as well. It will be easier to search for them. And now once you have your list ready, it's finally time to start outreaching. And we do that with our hyper-personalized Loom outreaching strategy, which simply means that the list that you've created, you're going to outreach to them. You do that by creating Loom videos. This is a software that allows you to record your screen and share a video with someone. Then you share this with them on all social media platforms and follow up until you book an appointment with them. But before you start reaching out, I think it's a good idea to have an offer first. Because what are you going to share with them in this Loom video? And why would they even hop on a call with you? Now, what we're going to do is you are going to offer your work for free. What? Yes, you are going to offer to work completely for free for the first 14 to 30 days for your first 2 to 5 clients. because you're really new into this. You don't have any experiences and you don't have any prior results that you can share with them. So it's time to build a good portfolio first, allowing you to scale 2 times faster. And do you want to know the fun part of this? You're not going to say, oh, I'm going to work for free. No, you will say, normally I will charge, let's say for example, 1.5K for this service, and I want to work for free for 14 days and give you this result, which will be a result that you clearly communicate with them. And I want to use our partnership for my portfolio. But if you're happy with the results, you will become a paying client. And I want you to recommend me to at least 2 other people in your network. And this way, it is very, very easy to get your first projects. Because let's be honest, who is saying no to a great offer that is offered for free? And this is allowing you to start working and start growing, giving you a nice portfolio to build on, building experiences, being able to make your first money once they are happy with the results, and being able to grow your network. But the question is, how are you going to make sure that you are going to provide them with the right results? Let's get back to the offer that we will give them in the Loom video. So a good offer requires a time frame, a dream outcome, a guarantee, and a risk reversal. So let's say, for example, you're going to do the social media short form video production. Then a good offer will be, I will help you to get 50,000 views on your social media accounts within 30 days, or you don't pay and I work completely for free until I do. And this is a very good offer because it contains a dream outcome and a guarantee. It contains a time frame and a risk reversal, because if you don't reach the goal and the desired outcome, the client doesn't lose anything because they don't have to pay for it. So now it's time to start reaching out. And like I said, we will do that with our hyper-personalized Loom strategy. In the past couple of years, I've sent hundreds of videos like these. What you're actually doing is you record a Loom video for each and every person and then send it to them on all platforms. And this video should start very personal by saying their name or something that you saw online or whatever. Then you provide them with some good value and tips so that they can actually see that you have something to offer. Then you say what you do and pitch it, and make sure that you invite them to a quick call. Don't ask for any money, don't ask for anything, just make sure that they can hop on a quick call. And this video should be not more than 3 to 5 minutes, because otherwise you're asking too much time for them and they will never watch it. And once they show interest, you can have a little conversation through the platforms, and then as soon as possible, book a call with them. Make sure it's a video call so it's very personal. You can do that via Google Meet or Zoom or whatever. And in order to close this client, you need a great sales framework and script, which I've included in the gift that I'm going to share with you for free at the end of this video. Now, the last thing that I want to focus on in this sales process is follow-up, because you might notice that a lot of people are not responding to you immediately. And when looking at your calendar, make sure you're not following up like every single second of the day, but make sure that between your messages there are always 1 or 2 days, so that it doesn't become like irritating to them. And also, after you've sent like 3 to 5 follow-ups, if they still haven't replied, you can move on to the next one. Just make sure to be consistent, because the money is in the follow-ups. Because as a Muslim, you've already learned how to be consistent to your salah, to your 5 daily prayers, and you need to do the same here. Now, step 4 is delivery. How are you going to make sure that once you have the client, you are going to provide them with the right services and the right results? Delivery is key. And in here, it's all about creating the right systems and processes, such as an onboarding process, service delivery systems, planning and deadlines, results and reporting, and communication. Because let's say, for example, when you're building websites as a service, in the onboarding process, once the client has signed a deal, you need to know what information do you need. Do they already have a website, and can you use something from that? Do you need to export images or whatever? What kind of style, colors, text do they use? And what kind of pages do need to be on the site? These are a lot of things that you need to ask them, and you need to know what you need to ask in this process. Then when speaking about the service delivery systems, how are you going to even make it? How are you going to create this website? What do you need to do? And which software do you need in order to create this? Or another question, how are you going to manage the project? Same goes for planning and deadlines. When are you going to do what? And when are you going to deliver it? And once you send them the first concept, is there a second, and do they have any feedback? Or when speaking about results and reporting, how do you guarantee the results? Where do you manage and track your data? And when is the client happy? What do you need to give and provide for them in order to make them feel like they have received the right results? Or communication. Very simple, like how do you have contact? And how often do you send updates? And via which platform do you have contact? You see, when you don't have processes and systems for this, you will fail. and you might be able to handle the responsibilities with 1 or 2 clients, but not more than that. Because once your calendar looks like this, there's no space to make any mistakes. So like I said, you have to know that business is about building systems. And most of the time is about working smarter, not harder. And in the gift that I'm about to share with you, I've included all of the systems that you need in order to deliver it in the best way. Now, the last step is start scaling. Once you're all set, you have everything, you have your first clients, it is time to start scaling. And this phase of scaling consists of 2 steps. Because in phase 1, you need to make sure that you go from your first client to having 5 to 10 clients. And both of these 2 phases require different strategies and different methods in order to reach that. So like I said, after you've signed your first client, it is time to sign 5 to 10 more and start scaling. And the way to do that is pretty simple. You just continue doing what you did to sign your first client. And just repeat the system that I shared with you earlier in this video. Start working for free, give them a free trial, and keep focusing on expanding your portfolio and improving your skills. Also, the referrals from your current clients can help you to start scaling. And you can do that until you can't handle the clients anymore, because then it means that it's time to outsource and scale in order to get to 20 to 25 plus clients. In this phase, you need to focus on start hiring people, improving your systems, improving your results in your portfolio, start running ads maybe in order to get more clients. And all you need to do is improve and repeat. Because in business, it's all about just doing, learning, adapting, and improving. And trust me, when you're in this process, it will be a lot easier to get more clients in scale. Because the hardest part is to get that first and second client. But I can tell you from experience that when you work hard with the right intentions, you can be sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. And I'm not gonna lie, it requires hard work and dedication. But trust me, this system isn't that difficult. Because when it comes to getting your first client, like I said, you don't need any experience, no case studies, portfolio. Just be honest to yourself and to your potential clients. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, for men and women who are truthful, Allah has prepared forgiveness and a great reward. So don't wait, just start. Just start reaching out. Start for free, deliver insane results, then make sure that you build happy paying customers in order to start scaling. And just a bonus tip that works very well, try to include charity as a core value in your business. Because sharing your success through sadaqah not only benefits others, but also brings immense barakah to your business. Now, with all this information in mind, you have 2 choices. There are 2 paths. The first one is the watcher that doesn't take any action. And the second one is the action taker that will use all of this information and starts right away. Now, the watcher moves on to the next video after this one. He doesn't take any action and will not use the free gift that I have ready for him, leading to the same cycle of life without any results. And then you have the action taker, the one who takes action right away after seeing this video, uses the free gift and takes his future in his own hands. And when speaking about this gift, you might be asking yourself, what is in here and what can I expect from it? Well, let's start off with sharing who this gift is not for. It is not for the people who don't care about earning halal income. It's not for people that don't do anything and will not take action. And it's not for people who don't want to make 10k plus per month. And also not for people who are trying to get rich quick. Now, on the other hand, who this gift is for the people that want to earn a halal income, people that have pure intentions and do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is for the people who want to make 10k plus per month and the people who are trying to better themselves and want to provide for their loved ones. It's for the employees who are trying to quit their 9-to-5 jobs or the students who want to make more money. Now, if you want to provide and take care of your loved ones, contribute to the economy in a positive way, and really help people and make impact, while making a halal income in order to earn rewards in this life and the next one, then it's time to take action. Make sure to click the first link in the description to claim your gift. And remember, like our Prophet ﷺ said, the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. While there is good in both, be eager for what benefits you, seek help from Allah, and do not be helpless. Now is your chance to take control of your own future. Because like I said, you have 2 choices. Are you going to be the watcher or the action taker? The decision is yours. Choose wisely. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep our intentions pure and make us successful in this world and the hereafter. I'm rooting for you. Assalamu alaikum.